Check it. Before the record, we break it down. Business podcast, we run this town. From entrepreneurs to investors, we in this.
Welcome back to For the Record. I'm your host, Dwayne.
I'm Hope.
And we got another show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about how we got to where we are today. And we're talking about
the job you left behind.
The job we left behind.
Yes.
You remember like when you were like a teenager and you wanted to get a job? I remember when I was young, I was like, I can't wait to get me a job so I can make some money.
So I thought too, yeah.
That's what I thought too. What I did know.
It was fun. It was fun.
What was fun?
Getting your first job. Well, for me, it was fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I didn't know was, those 8 hours is a long time.
Consistent.
Yeah, even if it's 4 hours, consistently, that's a long time to be working for somebody.
Yeah, and I think in high school it was 4 hours, right? So you can only work 4 hours a day. Yeah. I actually started my very first paying job at 14. It was called the Beta Program. Any of y'all remember the Beta Program?
I heard of it.
And I worked as an admin, similar to what I'm still kind of doing today.
Okay, then.
In the principal's office, helped them get ready for the new school year, organization. So that was super fun.
That was.
It was fun.
Sounds like it was fun. The way your face lit up, it sounds like you had a ball. Well, my first job, my stupid self got a job at Disney.
What's so stupid about Disney?
So I called the bus out to Disney. Of course, I think I was 15, maybe 16. No, I was 15. I didn't have a car. So I called the bus out there, filled out the application, went through the little orientation thing because they was hiring like right on the spot.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, you can start tomorrow, right? So, okay. Didn't know what I was going to be doing.
You're excited.
But they said you're going to be working at this restaurant here, right? So tomorrow comes. I get there and they say you're going to be washing dishes.
Okay.
My very first job washing dishes, right? I got there.
Doing it at home.
Yeah, I think I started at 5 p.m.
Okay.
My first break was at 8, and that was my last break because I called my dad and I said, come get me, right?
Did you?
Yeah, so I sat outside. I don't know quite where, but I was sitting on like a little hill looking at every car that was coming to come pick me up.
Wait,
yeah.
Tell our fam. So you got a job, you went for it.
Yeah.
You did orientation.
I did all of that.
You were super excited. Mm-hmm. You worked for 3 hours and you quit.
Yes.
Why?
Because it was the hardest thing that I have ever done in my life. I mean, the restaurant was like one of those nice restaurants.
And it's Disney, so it was packed.
Yeah, it was packed. And I've never like washed dishes like that. I washed dishes at home.
Many people. And was it constantly coming?
Oh man, it was a conveyor belt with stuff coming, and you had to keep up with it. And it was hot. And no one told me I was gonna be standing up for that long.
No breaks.
No, you got like a little quick break. But that 15-minute break, I couldn't leave because they was watching, like I was, talking. But that 30-minute break, I was gone.
Did you tell them you were gone?
I did not. But all that to say that
it started way back when.
It started way back when.
This is not for me.
I don't know about this. Yeah. No, so, but my next job was working at a restaurant as well. A fast food, Captain D's.
Captain D's.
Yeah, just like Long John Silver's.
Yeah. Let me try to remember. My second job, I think I worked at McDonald's for a few hours, and I really did a few hours.
Okay.
Because I was 17, almost 18, and the managers were like 15, 16, and they were yelling at me, telling me what I need to do. Like I was 2 years old.
Oh, boy.
That was very frustrating. Mm-hmm. And then it happened. Somebody dropped a burger.
Okay.
Picked it up and threw it on the grill and said that it'll kill the germs.
You saw that with your own eyes?
With my own eyes.
Okay.
And I never went back.
Yeah. So those are some things. Those are first jobs. But one thing I can say about that, when you go to work, I don't know how often you worked as a teenager, maybe once a week, twice a week,
now that you bring it up, I forgot I worked at Winn-Dixie. My sister and I, Mina, we worked for Winn-Dixie for years.
Okay, for years.
For years.
All right.
For, I think, the second half of freshman year till about junior, senior year, yeah.
Okay. Did you like it?
I loved Winn-Dixie.
So that was a job that you enjoyed.
I enjoyed
What did you enjoy about it?
Meeting people.
Okay.
I was a cashier mainly. You know, a bunch of people came through my line. I got to meet a lot of people. To me, it was easy.
Okay.
Then we had take backs. You know, people leave stuff. You got to go through the store. That was a little boring. But when your friends are there, it's super fun because you get to see each other in the aisles.
Right.
So I enjoy Winn-Dixie.
Yeah, I worked with one of my friends at the Captain D's, but again, it was really fast paced. You smelled like the fish. You came home, I mean, dirty. You know, oily. Yeah. So you know,
we had two different industries.
Exactly.
From. Yeah.
Now I didn't have that many jobs because I worked for my the family business, Power Fire Sprinklers, for any time, but from since it started to, you know, to now. I still do work. I still work there.
Yeah. So Power Fire Sprinklers, you did sprinkler system installation. For the majority of your life.
Right.
And then we had all of these different odds and ends when we were growing up.
Right.
I would have to say, though, for me, the last assignment we were able to do together, that was the first time we were able to work together in the same industry. And leaving that job behind, even though it was very lucrative, if that's the word, it paid very well. But there were some things about the job, you got to come to a decision like, I don't want to do this no more.
That was that job. That was that job. But a lot of times we enjoyed the benefits of the 9 to 5, you know, like the weekly pay, you know,
the health benefits.
Yeah. If you had health benefits, you enjoy that. But the thing about the weekly pay, you kind of structured your life off of that 9 to 5 job, that paycheck, which is what you structure your life off of anyway, off of, your financial ability to do things, right? What you make. Every Friday, Thursday, whatever day that was that you got paid, you knew what it was because the hours you worked.
So you knew what you could buy, you knew where you could go, you knew how much you should put away. It was constant. It was
a constant thing, and you could budget.
Very well.
Yeah, you can budget. You knew what you could not do and could not do. You know what was due.
Yeah, and when it was due. But you didn't care because there was money always coming in. It's set up on automatic pay. You don't have to worry about it ever being late. These are great things about a 9 to 5. There's money every week coming in.
Every week. And if you work for a corporation or a company, or you have coworkers.
Yeah.
You know, you may
I don't miss that.
You don't miss your coworkers? None? I know the one job you worked at, you had some fun
coworkers.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes.
You had some fun coworkers.
Cynthia, Karen, and Corinne were my very close. I hope we're still friends. I miss them. They were awesome at AAU.
Right.
After that,
I
miss my coworkers.
Right. I worked at a hotel when I was in college. I was a night auditor, and I worked front desk, which that was fun because you saw people. I would say fun, but again, I had to be there at a certain time, and I had to complete the entire shift, and that was
higher.
Yeah, so I was in essence trading my time for money.
Oh,
I
like the way you put that, because when we think about clocking in, that's essentially what it is. So here I'm your slave for the day. Tell me what you want me to do, and a slave might be hard for some of you. For us, it's a term that we choose to use because that's what it began to feel like as you get older and you get to see more opportunities out there. You're like, I need to make a change. I need to make a decision. I need to leave this job behind and start my own.
Because why? Because it could be a ceiling, like especially like
definitely
for finances. You may make like $25 an hour, but that $25 an hour is
it's your cap.
That's your cap, unless you get a raise. And sometimes the raise increments only 50 cents or $1, which is appreciated as well. But all we're saying is that when you want to do more or make more money, some people go out and add to that 9 to 5 by getting a side hustle.
And a side hustle, a lot of times, will help you transition from that job you got to the job you want.
That's it.
And I know that's what we had to do when we decided to make a change and leave that job behind, there was a lot of planning. You got to pre-plan, you got to weigh the pros and the cons. And one of them you just get was the financial freedom, seemingly, because the other side of that, when you become an entrepreneur, business owner, it's not as stable.
No, not at all.
It's not. So you have to be more concerned about when does a bill come out.
Yes.
Now you're tracking.
You're saying entrepreneurship, right?
Entrepreneurship, yeah. Now you need to know when a bill is due. Now you have a budget.
Yeah, you have a budget.
You better have a budget. If you are leaving a job behind,
stable job, yeah.
You better have a budget.
You better have a plan and a budget.
Because it's going to change so quickly. Like, you don't even realize in the first couple of months you're still living as though you have that guaranteed job until one day it's like, wait, hold up. Oh, no. We can't. Where's the income?
Exactly.
Now I understand. Well, where's the income? There's nothing coming in yet. So why are you sending so much out?
Yeah. So you are leaking like a sieve, as they would say. Money coming in. No money coming in.
None.
But you're living. You have that. Those are the things that you have to take into account when you want to own your own business. The side hustle, you can do it. It is like most of your time.
It is
like gone because you got your 9 to 5, and then you have your side business. So
you have no life. You
really don't have a life, but you can do it.
Because that's how you get to a point of being your own boss.
Yes.
It takes some struggle. It takes some hustle. We've been there. We've been there. I also like the fact that when we chose to leave a job behind, we were able to pursue our real passion.
That's it.
Because you've been doing videography for years. You've been telling stories with the camera for years. And sometimes you're in jobs where you're limited, right? You have to do what that brand calls for, and that's it. You have no other outlet. So becoming your own boss allows you to pursue your passion.
And that's the thing. What our assignment was before we are sitting here, I was doing the same thing, content creation, making pretty good money, really good money.
Really good money.
Really good money. And to walk away from that, like you said, that's my passion. I like what I do, but not in that environment.
Exactly.
Because you were restricted with your creativity.
Very restricted.
Which is, for some people that's fine.
And you're going to have that depending on the job you're in.
Yes.
As a CEO, they want this and that only. But those are the things that drive a person, an individual who has true passion. Like, I love it and I appreciate it, but I want to do this my way.
My way, exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with pursuing your passion. Don't ever let somebody make you feel bad about doing or pursuing something that is, I think I told y'all, sitting right there in your gut, just always gnawing at you. Pray, plan, budget, and get to it.
Yeah. And when you are, excuse me, and when you're pursuing your passion, like they say, it's not like you're working, it's like you're having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'm doing what we do and not even realizing I'm working.
And 6 hours have passed by, but it's still work.
Yeah.
But now you're working for you.
For myself, and which is, the reward is there, but you also make sure you're paying attention to the income, because whatever you are spending on a monthly basis, on a daily basis, you should be bringing that in every day.
I love that. Say that.
You should bring that in every day. Whatever you're spending daily, you should be able to go and calculate your monthly expense, right? And then you divide that by the number of days in the month. And if let's say you're spending $150 a day, which you probably do if you take into account utilities, gas, food, rent, all those things. Your mortgage, your rent. You divide all that by the 30 days, and let's say the number is $150 a day that you expend.
That should be your goal.
That should be your goal. Should be going at least higher than that.
Right. If 175 per day.
Per day.
And a lot of times we say, that's kind of difficult. It is very challenging, but that should be your goal. That's what we're supposed to reach for every single day. Am I bringing in 150? Am I bringing in 50? Bring in some type of income.
Definitely have to do that.
Because it changes. And we're speaking to those of you who left a very good paying job like we did and said, you know what? I'm ready to start my own thing. We're talking to you. Make sure you have a plan and a budget, because you can grow. There's potential for growth. When you do your own thing.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of potential to grow. Mm-hmm. But when you're in someone else's business organization, they tell you what your ceiling is.
Yeah.
And they may add to your duties. You might be doing so much, but you're still capped
At that. Yep.
at that level, at that position, and at that level of money.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, I'm encouraging you all to take a leap.
Yeah, and the thing is, nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
No.
You know, I encourage a leap as well. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
No.
The thing about it is the limitations that go with it. I mean, they tell you when you are on, they tell you when you're off, right?
Yep, and then they tell you when you can vacate.
They tell you when you can vacate.
And some people will be upset if you're sick.
Oh yeah,
They
and
tell
if
you
you're
when
sick,
you can be sick.
Yep. But all those things also apply to entrepreneurship, because you can't vacate when you want.
You can.
You can, but can you afford to vacate?
Yeah,
when
I'm
you
glad
want?
you brought that up, because you can do anything as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
If you have the money.
If you have the money, yeah. But you definitely have your time back. But if you're not making the money, then man, I don't know what to say.
Okay, if you jumped out there and now you're making zero money, you had no budget, you had no plan, then yeah, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But if you made a plan, you made a budget, and you said, or you and your spouse said, we're going to do this. Don't be afraid. Do it together. Take the leap and work at it. It's not easy. The only difference is you go to someone else's job, they have it laid out what you're doing.
Right.
Your job description.
Your job
duties.
description, right.
But when you become your own boss, you create your job description and your job duties. And
Yeah.
you have to be consistent at it to make money. It's just like being in a regular job. They make sure you do work for 8 hours minimum.
Right.
And then they pay you.
And then they pay you.
So when you're working for yourself, don't change your schedule until there's so much money coming in you can.
Exactly.
So you need an 8-hour day minimum.
You're talking as
As your own boss.
As your own boss, yeah, at least.
You need an 8-hour day still minimum.
Yes.
Again, unless you already have money.
Unless you already have money. And that's a very good point. So you're saying don't be lazy and say, okay, I'm on boss. I don't feel like getting up at whatever time you reported, like 8 a.m. So now you're getting up at 12. That's not good. So you should say, you're saying keep that work ethic. Because if you don't, I'm telling you, it'll become like,
it's like quicksand.
Exactly.
It's like quicksand because you run, I got this, I'm so excited, I'm doing this business. And all of a sudden you slow down because now here comes some new bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Some new bills.
I didn't see these before. Now you're slowing. Oh my gosh, what about my health insurance?
Yes.
Oh, what about my life?
What about the light bill?
Yeah, what
the
about
car?
the light bill?
Yeah, the
and
truck.
The car note.
Yeah.
So all of these things will start to slow you down if you don't continue that regimen from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's one thing to start small and build, but when you're coming from an organized job, you just take that same template and bring it over.
You just bring it over.
Make yourself your employee, but you're also your boss.
You know what? Another thing that our kind of envy about the 9 to 5 is when you're off, right? When you got a weekend off.
That's your weekend off.
Let's say, for instance, you get off 5 o'clock on a Friday and you don't have to be back till
8 o'clock Monday.
8 o'clock Monday. Those 2 days, Friday and Saturday. No, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those days, you're off.
They belong to you.
They belong to you. So you don't want to hear from your job. They call you. You probably don't.
Answer.
Some people might, but those
we did.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is you're off. That's not the case when you're being an entrepreneur.
Oh.
Because, even like sometimes me and you, we're trying to, we say we're going to chill out. We're going to just relax. Next thing you know, we find yourself, Now you picking up your phone. Yep. We researching something. Hey, this is a great topic.
Yep, we're coming up with podcasts.
Yeah. I mean, it's like.
It never stops.
It never stops.
But that's beautiful to me because it's for us.
Yeah,
we're not constantly on for someone else and being treated as though we're just a slave. Yep. Make sure you're here at this time. Make sure you answer when I call. And sometimes people in 9 to 5, when they're off, their bosses still call.
They still call. Yep.
and expect something.
Oh, yeah.
When you're your own boss, if you say you're off, you're off.
No, you're not.
What I'm saying is, if you choose to say you're off, you can be off.
Yes, but your brain has to follow, because sometimes mine don't follow. Like I'm not. I'm serious. Like
I believe what he's saying.
Yes, I mean earlier today, I was no, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, I was like doing that.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, so but I'm putting tables together for the podcast.
So you're never off when you're your own boss.
No,
you're never off when you're your own boss. But we just wanted to share with you guys today about leaving your job behind. We're not telling anybody to leave your job behind. We're not knocking anybody who has a 9-to-5. We're just telling you what we did and why.
Yeah, but
it was time.
It was time, but be prepared. Have a plan. Make sure you are not just walking away without saving some money, and without a concrete plan. Like, what am I going to do? Remember when we first was going to make that jump, like probably like 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But you was like, so what are we going to do? And I was like, I mean, I'm going to do what we was doing, but
there was no plan yet.
There was no real plan. So that I can honestly say that wasn't the right time. So I almost made a jump without planning. We did, but
God said no.
God said no. Stay right there.
And I'll tell you when to leave.
Yeah, and I'll tell you when to leave. Yeah. And he said he will set you up. If done properly, he will set you up.
He set us up.
And he did set us up. But make sure you have that plan. Yeah. Pursue your passion.
Pursue your passion.
Pursue it. I don't care what it is. If it's like whatever.
You want to be a dancer.
No.
Pursue your.
What kind of dancer?
I'm talking about a ballet
or
something.
Yeah,
If you want to be a ballet dancer, if you want to be a lawyer,
cook. If you can cook, you can get you an LLC.
Yeah, start an LLC and leave that job behind.
Get you your food handling license. Get your LLC going. I mean, you could. There's so many ways to make money now. I mean, with the internet. I mean, you could do catering with AI. If you saw the last podcast, we talked about how AI is taking jobs.
Yep.
So that all lines up with this podcast today about that job you left behind. If you are considering leaving that job behind,
you better learn what AI needs.
Yes, exactly.
So we are very excited about the leap we took. We don't regret it.
We don't.
But what we have learned and are learning is that you need a plan and you need a budget and you got to be consistent and you got to not allow your environment, and that includes people as well, to pull your passion away from you, and you find yourself right back where you were.
Yep. And operate as a business.
Yeah.
Do not try to cut corners. Do not be, just be so oblivious to what's going on around you.
Right.
I mean, advertise, your business brand
yourself. You have to do it. Get out there.
Get that brand. And we can help you here at The Boss Move. Just if you need help with branding, if you need help with content creation, you just go to our website, thebossmove.com, and we can help you.
Yeah, you can even advertise on our network. Yep. We have over 2,500 new eyes that want to view your product.
Yep, and it's growing every day. So we are here for you. Anything else you want to share?
Yes. Last thing, I'm repeating myself. Let's support each other more in 2024. And don't be afraid to leave that job behind. Find your passion and pursue it.
You said it. So thank you for joining us on another episode of For the Record. We will talk at you next time. Oh, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Later.
Business podcast, we run this town. From entrepreneurs to investors, we in the zone. Sharing knowledge, making moves, we a microphone. For the record, we got the facts. For the record, we run the tracks. We in the business, no time to play. For the record, podcast all day.